my name is Kim.
My name's Jason.
We are an entertainment reporter and an entertainer talking to you about
entertainment.
Today we are talking about an erstwhile member of Netflix's global top 10 TV shows, though I would argue it's a mini-series, and that is Agatha Christie's Seven Dials. But before we get into it, Jason, got any news?
Well, let's see. When this airs, I will be working on a secret project.
Great.
So that's my
people
news.
love to hear that. Well, since we recorded Begonia, and I said, I don't think this is an Oscar contender, it has been announced for being in the running for Best Picture and Best Actress, or Best Lead Actress. So I was wrong, and we'll see.
There's a caveat, though. You did say that because there are 10 slots in Best Picture, you thought it might be in there. So really, you weren't completely wrong.
I thought No Other Choice would get it, but, maybe we talk about an Oscar complaining episode later.
Yeah, maybe that can be next week.
when it's way out of the cycle. Wicked for Good, totally shut out, though hot take, deserves to be shut out.
I wouldn't know because I didn't see it.
The first one was a lot better than the second one, which is on par with the acts of the play which they represented.
Fair enough. I mean, I often recall Les Miserables, for example. First act, great. Second act, way too long and drawn out and everything else like that. So I guess, is it that kind of vibe?
All the good songs are in the first half, if that's what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember Les Miserables' second act being long to me, but oh well, differences of opinion.
Yeah.
Speaking of, there is no good segue. We're talking about Agatha Christie's Seven Dials today, and it is starring Mia McKenna-Bruce as Lady Eileen Bundle Brent, Edward Blumel as Jimmy Thesiger, Ian Glenn, you may know as Jorah Mormont, as Lord Caterham, Martin Freeman, who you definitely know as Superintendent Battle, and Helena Bonham Carter, who you also definitely know as Lady Caterham.
Also, side note for us, we went from a night of the Seven Kingdoms to now Seven Dials. Maybe next week can be Seven Samurai. I mean, we can keep the seven going.
We should have done this in 2027, but sure, we'll do this. Fine. It was also written by Chris Chibnall and directed by Chris Sweeney. Chris Chibnall. Sorry for saying Chibnall. He was the creator and writer of a well-known mystery crime drama, Broadchurch, and was the third showrunner for the 2005 revival of Doctor Who in 2018. So he's got a pretty good pedigree when it comes to modern British intrigue.
And working with David Tennant, I guess.
Sure. I wish he was in this, but he isn't.
Yeah.
So this is actually a mini-series, 3 episodes. It's not really a movie. And it is based on the 1929 The Seven Dials mystery by Agatha Christie. I did a little research, and it is quite different, this adaptation. In the original book, her father is alive and her mother has passed away. And she has 2 sisters instead of 1 brother. And she does end up marrying Bill and a few other differences. So I actually looked into this. This was not a well-received book. At the time, it was panned in the US and the UK. And I did a little searching on the Agatha Christie subreddit, and people were big mad that this was so different and did not like this adaptation at all. Though, if you walk in blind, I think you'll probably not have that baggage.
Yeah, I walked in blind, and also I did notice after the fact that they made a version in 1981.
Which is more faithful to the original.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
I really feel that the reason they changed it so much is because they got Helena Bonham Carter, and they were like, ooh,
we got her.
How can we make her a bigger role? Well, what do we do? What role could she fit in? Could she be the superintendent? Probably not in the era. I know. We'll make her the matriarch instead of the patriarch.
That makes a lot of sense. When you get Helena Bonham Carter in anything, it automatically classes it up, I think.
Yeah, but there is also a problem with that I will get to later.
Okay.
So,
we'll get to it later.
We'll get to it later.
I'm going to guess.
We'll get to it later, and I think you already know. The story is set in 1920. This is in the aftermath of World War I, and they sure don't know World War II is coming down the line. Well, actually, the first scene is set in 1920. That is when Lord Caterham dies in Spain, being gored by a bull. Then we go back to the present, which is 1925. 5 years later, Lady Caterham, his wife, has rented out the country estate for a grand ball by the Coots. The Coots are wealthy people. I think they're steel magnates. And they're trying to secure a government contract at the same time. And Lady Eileen Bundle Brent, who is the main character, I guess we'll be calling her Bundle. Hate that nickname. You'll get into it very soon. She has romantic plans with Jerry Wade, who was friends with her late brother. I think they've been dating before, but to me it seemed like they were planning for a first date, and he intimates, he's going to ask her to marry him. And which seems fast, but you know what? I'm not an expert at this time and place, so I'm just going with it. Right. Did you have something to say about the nickname Bundle?
Oh, well, in general, yes. They also established early on in the first episode that one of her friends' nickname was Socks. Did you notice that?
Yes, Socks is in the novel, and that's a big point of complaint for the people who read the novel, because this story is more of a take on society, culture, war, impending and outgoing. And the novel is more based on the frivolity of the upper class in the 1920s, the Roaring Twenties. So Socks was like a silly socialite character.
Yeah, who we only see for the first 10 minutes of the show and never see Socks again. Yeah. I often wonder if, we've been down this road before, as far as Downton Abbey, as far as the Gilded Age, the whole new money coming in, old money being like, no, get away. So I wonder if that wasn't the main focus of the book. Did the showrunners push it that way because they know that we as an audience are kind of used to that now? I don't know.
This is pretty close to the Downton era, because I think Downton is starting to touch the 20s, and it's during World War I for part of it. So maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
But what about Bundle?
Oh,
you said you had something to say about British nicknames.
Yeah, and I also recall when I watched The Crown, the Queen's best friend was named Porgy. I mean, there's something about British nicknames that just, I don't know what they're doing. Yeah. Plus, I mean, Bundle, were you like a bundle of joy? Like, where did Bundle come from?
Maybe it's just something we don't get. Like, I have a friend who's Mexican, and she told me they just throw around the name like Fatty or Fatso or, whatever for an affectionate nickname. And I was like, that's so rude. And she was like, no, it's normal. So maybe it's cultural.
Yeah, if we have any British listeners or viewers, please chime in. Let us know the deal with British nicknames, please.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of them seem pretty bad on the surface. So at the same time, Jerry's friends decide to play a prank on him because he's known for sleeping late, and they decide to put 8 alarm clocks in his room to wake him all at once and have him scrambling to set them all off. And in the morning, the clocks just ring and ring and ring because Jerry has died. The official ruling is suicide or accidental ingestion of too much sleeping medicine, sleeping draft, they said. And Bundle says absolutely not. He didn't need a sleeping draft. He was a heavy sleeper, and absolutely not. He wasn't suicidal. He was going to propose to me. So would a suicidal man do that? I think not. So she decides to investigate, and she asks her friend Ronnie, who was Jerry's friend, one of his pranker friends, to help, and then Ronnie gets killed. Ronnie
Yeah.
is shot and killed and found lying in the roadway. And with his dying breath, he points to his colleague Jimmy Thesiger and the 7 dials.
Mm-hmm. Can I also say I felt like my hand was being held a little bit too much in the early episodes of, why? Okay, so Bundle clearly lives in a palatial estate out in the country.
Yes.
She's it seems like everyone else who works for the Foreign Office and whatnot, they live in London, they live in the city. Why was Robbie found in the middle of the road dead when Bundle's driving to the city? It just felt very convenient for
was
the
he
viewers.
Planted for her? Because I would think that'd be stupid knowing who did.
Right.
But
so that was a little unclear to me.
To scare her, to get her off the path, because later she gets a note that says stop doing this.
Right.
So maybe that's the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So I should also point out, so Lady Caterham, who is Helena Bonham Carter, she has rented out their house, the Chimneys, the palatial estate, the Chimneys, to the Coots to have their party. And she laments about she doesn't like people. She doesn't like people around, money problems, blah, blah, blah. And she's just, it seems like her role should have been smaller, but they scaled it up because it was Helena Bonham Carter.
Right. And
Episode 2. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, did you want to get into the Helena Bonham Carter conundrum? Okay,
not until
we're gonna save
later.
it. Okay.
Episode 2, in a flashback to 1920 when Lord Caterham was killed. It turns out he was lured away from an arranged secret meeting with Dr. Cyril Matip, or was it Matip?
Matip, I believe.
Matip. And he's with his sister, and an unknown woman shoots and kills his sister and tries to steal his secret formula, which we later find out is a formula that increases the strength of metal, which would essentially neutralize war, which is very interesting considering how much of the Foreign Office is involved in this story.
Right.
So,
and how much war happened after that, so I guess it didn't work out. Okay.
But also, this metal thing, it's not in the novel. Or novella.
Oh,
it's not in the
really?
book. Not at all.
My guess was it was supposed to be some form of titanium, or just, it didn't really matter, I guess. It was just part of the plot.
A super fictional formula to create a metal that is impermeable. Completely impermeable and indestructible. So, Matip shoots the woman dead, and we go back to the present time, which is 1925. Bundle sees a man is following her. He is Superintendent Battle of Scotland Yard. And I thought Battle was a nickname too, to be honest, but it's his name.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, don't investigate this anymore. And she, of course, ignores him. And she gets Jerry's colleague from the Foreign Office, Bill Eversley, to take her to a place called 7 Dials, which is some kind of seedy London nightclub. But it appears to be in someone's house or manor.
Right, yeah, that was strange.
Again, not an expert on this time and place. Sure, I'll accept it. Also, British people, please correct us.
Yeah, her former footman was running the door.
Her former footman is at the door. He's a little scary and intimidating. Did you get the idea that this was like a gay club and that Bill was gay? Because I did.
Oh, no, not necessarily. I just got the idea that in 1925, like doing anything untoward was considered, oh God, I've got a case of the vapors. Yeah.
Oh.
Dancing.
But like, alcohol wasn't illegal. I don't see what the problem is. If it's not like illegal, which, at the time, being gay was often illegal. I'm using sarcastic quotes if you're just listening. Because, technically, but come on, is my take on that. So they go there, and then Bundle breaks away. She goes upstairs because, again, this isn't it seems like a manor. but she finds a mysterious room. And in that room, it's a mysterious secret society disguised with black cloaks and masks that look like the face of a clock.
Right.
And she wants to learn more about this. So let's see, what happens next? George Lomax, who also works in the Foreign Office and is a bit of a weirdo, is hosting a gathering where Matip will be invited to sell his invention to the British government, which is, again, very important because it makes metal powerful, all powerful. It's she's not supposed to go, but she flatters Lomax into getting her invited and telling her what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And
because she believes that the killer is going to be at that
she wants
gathering.
to find the killer for Jerry.
Yeah.
And then
and she thinks Robbie and Jerry were killed by the same person.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ronnie.
Ronnie.
It's okay. But then so it seems like a sleepover kind of thing. So at night she tries to sneak around, but then she's caught by Battle, and the house is awoken by a loud commotion, and Jimmy, who again was Jerry's colleague and friend, is found unconscious and bleeding from a bullet.
Right.
And it looks like Matip is also unconscious because he was sedated with the same drug that killed Jerry, and his formula is missing from the safe in his room. Bum, bum, bum.
Also, we forgot about one more amazing nickname.
Oh, no.
The assistant to the Coots, Rupert Bateman. His nickname? Pongo.
What does that mean? Because I looked it up, and it was like a derisive word.
Yeah, no idea. He doesn't seem to be happy to be called Pongo by the guys that knew him in high school, I guess.
Pongo, the dog in 101 Dalmatians.
I suppose, but was that book written in 1925?
Okay, I looked it up. In British slang, Pongo primarily refers to a soldier, especially a low-ranking one, or Marine.
Okay.
It can also be taken in a slightly derogatory tone, meaning ape-like, though it can be used affectionately or self-referentially. It describes a foolish person or historically an orangutan. So they're kind of calling him a fool, a low-ranking guy, and an orangutan.
Yeah, none of these are good.
That's kind of mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
All of those are mean.
If someone called me Pongo, I would be like, yo, come on. That ain't happening.
Are you ready for a row? Having a laugh, are you? I don't do accents. The last time I did one to imitate Galadriel for a video, oh boy, did people not like it. People from Britain. So,
oh, wow.
Sorry.
I got to see that video.
It's an IGN video from I want to say 2022.
Which Galadriel were you being? Were you being the Cate Blanchett Galadriel or the Galadriel from Rings of Power? Okay.
Cate Blanchett.
Got it.
Because at the time, Rings of Power hadn't come out yet, I think, or I don't know.
22, I think it was out, but anyway. Okay.
I don't know. Anyway.
So, back to...
Okay. Episode 3. 3 of 3. This is the finale. So Jimmy says he was shot by an intruder, and Battle takes charge, and Bundle kind of impresses him with her deductive reasoning. And Lorraine arrives unexpectedly and suddenly. Lorraine, I should have mentioned earlier, was Jerry's sister? Half-sister?
Half-sister. At least that's how it's presented to us. In retrospect, I'm not even 100% sure that she ever was his sister, because the only person who said that she was his sister was her and Jimmy, which we learn. I don't want to, obviously we'll get there. But so posing as his half-sister. We'll just
his
look at
alleged half-sister, Lorraine. Previously, Bundle found a letter to Lorraine in Jerry's desk the night he died. That basically he was writing to her, and it's an unfinished letter, and it says, hey, something about the 7 dials. I should have never told you about it.
Stay away from there.
Stay away. It's scary. It's bad. And so Lorraine shows up suddenly and makes some kind of excuse and then flees with the formula and the watch that has the treatment on it that they showed earlier.
The
that
sample.
The metal, yeah, it's the sample metal. So she gets on a train. She is followed by Bundle, Jimmy, and Bill. Jimmy and Bill, again, are the younger male friends. So cornered, she surrenders the watch and the formula to Bill. And Jimmy, who is revealed to be working with Lorraine, shoots Bill, but Bill is saved because he had the watch in his pocket that he took from Lorraine. So he's like passed out on the ground. He's like, I'm going to be fine though. So Bundle deduces that Jimmy shot himself, which allowed Lorraine time to drug Matip and steal the formula. And then they realize through lots of pushing and shoving, Jimmy is not the mastermind here, nor Lorraine. The real mastermind is in the first cabin.
Right.
Little room in the train in the front. And
we're
who is
here
in
to
there?
meet Mom.
And
Hi,
I
Mom.
knew it would be her. And you know why? Because they cast Helena Bonham Carter. And of course, she had nothing to do. So it's like, yeah, it's going to be her. Originally in the book, it was Jimmy. Here, he's just kind of a stooge.
Okay, so Jimmy was the mastermind in the book.
He had much more agency in putting this together. It was more Jimmy and Lorraine. But here it was, dun dun dun, mother dearest.
The reason why I didn't think about it being Helena Bonham Carter at that point, I just thought to myself, what character have they already introduced that we haven't seen yet? It's going to be the mom. Obviously, the Coots were a red herring, all along. We're thinking, you see Bundle figure out that, Mrs. Coots didn't like Jerry. She was mad at him for accusing him of cheating and even said something, threatened the last person who accused me of cheating, wasn't very happy or whatever she said. And then, of course, Jerry dies. Then, Ronnie is shot. And then, I see you're good at shooting. Yes, I shoot all the time. It's like, okay, you really want us to believe.
I just didn't buy it.
Yeah.
It was such a flimsy red herring.
But,
I'm with you.
Yeah. But now, so it's the mom. And I thought, okay, it's going to end right here. And then I looked and I was like, there's 20 minutes left.
So, Lady Caterham reveals that she enlisted Jimmy and Lorraine to do this for her. And Lorraine poisoned Jerry, and Jimmy had arranged for the clocks as a distraction. And the reason was that her son was killed during World War I, and she felt left behind high and dry by the British government, by her husband being gone. She has no way to earn money. She just did it for the money because the Chimneys is very expensive to maintain, as we've learned through several seasons of Downton Abbey, where they're like, we can't maintain this property. It's too expensive. So,
but 2 episodes later, they always
get it right away. Because that's the way Sir Julian Fellows likes to do. And so anyway, everybody's arrested. Bundle is taken by her former footman at gunpoint to the Seven Dials Society, and they unmask themselves, or one unmasks themselves as the leader. It is Battle, and he says, no, we aren't an evil secret society. We're a good secret society. P.S. Your dad was in this, and do you want his seat? She says yes.
That's question.
It.
Yeah. So that whole thing happening in my mind, I'm like, are they teeing us up for a Netflix series? Are they teeing us up for like some sort of like, are they starting these Secret Avengers? Like, what's happening here? Do you know anything?
Get into that.
Yeah.
There is no official second series greenlit yet, though the creator has revealed there is room for more adventures, should the request be made. I will say, though, that in terms of literary basis for this, Bundle appeared in only 2 books. The Secret of Chimneys was the first one, which came chronologically before this story about the seven dials. So that would be hard. However, Battle appears in several other books written by Agatha Christie, including Cards on the Table with Hercule Poirot.
I've got an album called Cards on the Table.
There you go. He's in your album. Murder is Easy and Toward Zero. So he's mentioned in a few other books as well. So that could mean they could rely on those stories as a basis for further adventures of the secret society of do-gooders, though that would mean Martin Freeman has to be in them, which I'm sure they're happy to do.
How many books has Agatha Christie written?
So many.
Like hundreds?
Well, let me see. How many books Agatha Christie wrote? She wrote 66 crime novels, over 150 short stories, more than 25 plays, 2 autobiographical accounts, and 6 books under the pseudonym Mary Westmacott.
Wow.
So a lot. Most of them, this is a so-called one-off, though there's 2 at least with the character. But, a lot of them are with Hercule Poirot or Miss Marple, the much easier to pronounce name. And
is that the Murder, She Wrote character?
No.
Okay.
That's she has her own series of mysteries. She's another protagonist detective, like Hercule Poirot. You like how my accent changes?
I do. It's great.
Yeah. I can't do it if I don't change my accent.
Yep. Got to do it.
So, yeah, there is potential for the future. It has sat in the top 10 pretty comfortably, so it's not impossible. Netflix does respond to big viewership numbers, and while I don't have them publicly available, one can assume they're pretty decent. Though I will say, I didn't love this.
Yeah, well, before we get into that, as of recording this, it was number 3 on Netflix. Like today, when we're recording this, we're gonna put this out a week later, but still, I imagine.
Oh, there you go, peeling back the curtain.
Oh, no. Well, I imagine it'll still be having good numbers this week.
It was on number 2. I did see it on number 2 before, so
okay,
pretty decent position.
Fluctuating.
Not number 1 though.
Yeah.
I don't know what Netflix's threshold is, but I would say not impossible for this to get a sequel.
I'm also with you though. I didn't really love it. I liked moments. I liked performances.
I don't think the actors were the problem.
No, not at all.
No. I felt a lot of threads didn't really go anywhere, and they weren't very interesting. Though I will say it looked great.
It looked fantastic. The production design was second to none. The places that they filmed in were incredible. I mean, even the train that they were on and the different restaurants that they went to and the production team knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm. But, this is one of Christie's weaker stories, and it's not even based on it fully, but the bones are there. And I would say I wasn't entirely satisfied, and I also think it was very predictable, especially if you're fourth wall glancing, which we were.
Sure.
Which is, you cast this huge star and she hasn't done anything, she's going to be the one. Which is almost always the case of these things. Where it's like, who is the biggest actor in this? Okay, they did it.
Hey, it could have been Martin Freeman, though. You never know. He was kind of keeping us guessing, right?
Well, when he took off the mask, I was like, oh, he's bad. But then he was like, no. Despite my dark cloak and scary mask, I'm good. This is a society for good.
I feel like their masks were like fencing masks with the clocks on it, the clock faces. But did fencing masks exist like that back in 1925? I guess. I
think they did, but I'm just going to accept it because sure.
Yeah. Also, the driving scenes kind of got me on edge because those country roads were one lane.
Me
So
too. That's how Matthew died in Downton, which we were referring to a lot.
yes, I said to the screen, "Don't look up in the sky right now," like
And think,
Matthew did.
wow, my life is so cool. And then just crash.
Yeah.
Matthew, no! Mary will never find another who matches you!
Also, Legion, Legion was kind of mid, dude. Why'd you leave for that?
Well, I really think, I mean, if we're going off topic, I think that Dan Stevens has made a lot of interesting choices as an actor, and I really respect him. He's up there with Daniel Radcliffe for me in terms of actors making really interesting, surprising choices.
Yeah.
And that's something I definitely respect.
And he cemented the fact that the first 3 seasons of Downton are the absolute best.
Yeah. If you haven't watched Downton yet, that's the highlight. You know, It doesn't get better. It doesn't
get any better than 1, 2, and 3.
Sorry.
I still need to see the new movie.
That's the only movie I haven't seen. I've seen the other 2 and the whole series.
Yep, same.
The grand finale. This time with no Violet, the best character.
Yeah, the best character ever. That Downton was I was a latecomer to that. That was a COVID lockdown discovery for us.
Same. Same. No, it was me watching The Gilded Age, which we're both obsessed with inexplicably, and then going, I need more. And then all the articles are like, good news, Downton is very similar and made by the same guy.
Well, Downton's way better, in my opinion, than Gilded Age.
It's hard for me to go against Carrie Coon because she's so good.
Yeah, but Gilded Age, I have so many problems with it. It's like I watch it to be like, come on. I thought Downton did a better job with the upstairs, downstairs. Like the downstairs stories were all more meaty, in my opinion.
If that's what you're looking for, that's the better one. But I don't think that's the point of the Gilded Age.
Okay.
It's more about, forging your way as the new upper class in the symbology of the new upper class, America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rugged individualism. But I love Carrie Coon and Morgan Spector, and I just want to watch them. But yeah, if we're being real, they both have their problems and major glaring flaws and embarrassing moments. Almost always rooted in racism, actually.
Yeah, true. Well, people are still working on that.
I just think Sir Julian just doesn't fully understand the problem that Black people face as an upper class British nobleman. And what a shock, What were we talking about?
We were talking about is
Agatha Christie,
Seven Dials. Yeah, is Seven Dials going to become like a crime solving weekly show?
I would not say it's a slam dunk. I think it's, it's I would call this series pretty mid, to be honest.
Yeah.
And if they go off the rails even further, I don't know about that.
But you never know, they could turn it around. If they turned it into like a weekly serial of Bundle solving crimes, this could be an odd origin story that then turns into like a pretty good series. Just don't worry about Helena Bonham Carter anymore. Don't worry about Freeman anymore. Just center on Bundle and the crimes that she solves.
Freeman has to be in it because he's in the society with her.
Right, but he doesn't have to be in every episode if he's off filming a movie or just being Martin Freeman.
He'd just be like, hello, Bundle. Can you solve that mystery I asked you to solve?
Yes.
She goes, yes, quite. Again, apologies to the whole of the Britons for my voice.
Yes. Well, I thought you were going to say apologies to Charlie's Angels.
Oh, no, there's only one of her, not 3.
Okay. Well, with the whole phone calling in the crimes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then she gets 2 friends, and they're also pretty and resourceful. Battles Angels. Alita Battles Angels, we've named it.
There you go. Well, Netflix gives this a 6.2, and I would agree. I give it just a hint over a 6, maybe a 6.5.
Well, let's see. Oh, how have the critics received this? Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 71%. Metacritic, it has a 58 out of 100, which I think is more like it.
Okay.
Giving it mixed or average reviews.
Yeah. Also, I felt like it was a bait and switch with saying Ian Glenn is in this, because he's barely
in this.
Yeah, and I love him as an actor, so I was disappointed that there wasn't more Ian Glenn scenes.
Yeah, agreed. Truly, truly.
Yeah.
No worries, bundle. All right, I think that about does it for this week. Jason is elsewhere.
Yes, I'm in a secret location this week.
Things that we can't know about, which is a little frustrating, but sure.
All will be revealed in time.
Right.
But I do have something to announce, because as of posting this, this will be the day of the announcement for Oh Crap. I think we'd post this before the announcement. So this will be the day of an announcement. Look for my social media and you'll see an announcement several hours after you hear this. I know, sorry.
Smalls.
I can't post this at midnight and then they do the announcement in the afternoon. I'm in trouble then. I'm in big trouble.
It's fine. No, don't.
It's not. You know better than.
There's always someone there ready to jump on you for any little infraction. So just don't make the infraction. All right, everyone. This mysterious thing is coming out at some point, and
check my social media today, and you'll see a big announcement.
And come to me if you want more straightforward information. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Intro Skippers with Jason Charles Miller and Kim Horcher is produced and edited by Kim Horcher and Jason Charles Miller. The name order doesn't really matter. Additional writing by Kim Horcher. Theme song and incidental music by Jason Charles Miller. Take it away, me. You can rate and review this show, 5 stars only please, anywhere you'd like, and you might find your review read on a future episode. Got a question? Email us at introskipperspod@gmail.com. That too could be featured on a future episode. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to Intro Skippers on your favorite podcast platform, but preferably one we're actually on. All right, thanks for getting this far. Here's a special treat just for you. I'm gonna stop talking.